So when somebody finds out that a person is going through chemotherapy, the number one question that they ask is, are you going to lose your hair? I got asked that multiple times. And in fact, I have that same question. The particular medication that I'm taking does have among its list of side effects hair loss, and that's complete hair loss, top, beard, all of the other fun places on a body. So far with this first round of treatment, I have not seen it. In fact, nothing has been falling out, and to the extent that I have hair, it's still on there. Having said that, I actually do need a haircut. It's really warm and it's all scraggly. The other problem that we have right now, we are hitting the 7th wave of COVID in our province, and that makes it a little trickier for somebody who's going through chemotherapy to go out and do things that involve relatively close contact with other people, and getting your hair cut professionally is one of them. And so I have no choice but to ask for some help, and today to help me is somebody who you know already.
Hello.
One of the reasons why I decided to do this fun video was to bring up the issue of side effects, and in many ways, that is one of the most important aspects of thinking about the chemotherapy process. Assuming that you're in the sort of fortunate situation that I'm in, where the expectation is once I go through this tough stage, I'm pretty much done and I'll be better for a long, long, long time. Of course, if that's not the case, that's a different issue. But a lot of people I'm finding are very concerned about side effects. So I want to give you a sense of what mine were. So number one, yeah, I still have my hair. To the extent that I do have hair, it's still there. Possibly the one that really surprised me, and that was with the IV drug initially, was my sensitivity to any type of cold. So something as simple as going into the refrigerator and picking up a cold drink would send tingling, really odd and mildly painful instant sensations into my fingers. It was weird. So that meant anything like washing my hands, and I have to do that a lot under chemotherapy because of my immunocompromised state. That becomes really, really tricky. I can't. Back then, I couldn't drink cold drinks, or else my throat would seize up. Many different things. It was just weird. The oddest experience I had was in the supermarket, and at least in our country, the supermarkets are chilled like a refrigerator. And I thought everything would be fine. I thought I'd get out, take a bit of walk with Sharon, and we'd shop for things. And I didn't realize just how cold it was. And I kind of felt like, you know, those pop rock candies that we used to have as kids, and you put it in your mouth and it starts fizzling and then popping. I felt like that, where every part of my fingertips, my toes, any sort of exterior part of my body started tingling, and it started getting painful. I had to actually run out of the supermarket to warm up. So that was the oddest thing. Other things, surprisingly, my sleep has not been good. Right now, my sleep is returning to more normal state, but I would just wake up in the middle of the night and just stay up for an hour or two every night. Not because I was worried or thinking about something, but just something about these drugs with my body was impacting it in a significant way. One that really, really surprised me, and I do need to talk to my oncologist about it when I see him again this week or next week. I am constantly hungry, or I was. It's okay now, but most people, when they hit chemotherapy, they actually lose their appetite, or things start tasting odd, and So I don't know what I was constantly hungry. I was eating full meals. I was being careful of what I ate. I was trying to follow the guidelines of healthier eating, especially under in consideration of cancer. But I was always hungry, and I'd be eating, and my body would be processing it, and my bodily functions were fine through it. So that was odd. It was actually, I mean, I didn't mind it because I like eating, as you may know, and so it was fine. So that was interesting. And the final one I want to mention really is fatigue. Initially with the IV drug, that fatigue it's like a punch in the face and every other part of your body, and it just knocked me out with a constant raging headache for a good 2-3 days. Then the at-home chemo in the box portion with the pills, it wasn't quite as debilitating, but everything kind of settled down to maybe a basic level of fatigue where really I couldn't do much more than a bit of mild physical activity, and even mental activities became a chore. It is better now. In fact, this morning I did a bit of gardening work, and I still feel pretty good, but I do get tired still at the end of the afternoon on a given day. So I have to be, once again, very thankful, because I know a lot of people face a much tougher situation, and I haven't had that. I don't know what happens with round 2, 3, and 4. My understanding is it's cumulative. Chemo does not sort of go away, then you rest and you hit it, and it sort of goes up to the same level or gets better in some sense. My understanding is it actually gets worse. I don't know, but we will find out. So with that, thanks to Sharon for doing yeoman's work on my hair. Her actual work is getting much better. She started this, of course, a couple of years back when the pandemic was causing severe restrictions on all sorts of services. Anyways, I will see you. The next time I see you will be after my second IV, and hopefully I'll be in some state to drop a video, and I'll give you a sense of what my life is like then. Thanks all. Bye.